Good day, everybody. Just wanted to pop in here and do a quick video. Wanted to touch base about what's happening in the country here in the States and people's feelings about that. It's an interesting thing. When Trump got elected, a lot of people asked me whether, because a lot of people were upset about it, they were asking whether that was showing up in people's dreams or not. And for the most part, not only did I not see it, but it seemed almost like it was having an opposite effect of like, I think that for a lot of people, it was like, okay, I'm not crazy. What I feel about how messed up things are. Like, if we could live in a country where people elect a person like this. And so it was almost like, if anything, it had an effect on people's dreams where they had more confidence in themselves. It wasn't like they were happy about what was happening, but it made them trust themselves more. And I've seen that shift in the last couple of weeks. People who haven't had violent, scary dreams suddenly having violent, scary dreams and associating that to some extent with what's happening in the country now that there are deportations happening of innocent people. Lots of things happening without due process, people being sent to prisons in El Salvador with no legal justification for that. And I think people are upset. I think people are rightly upset. And it's a practice for all of us, no matter what the upsettedness is, to learn how to be with that upsettedness and stay present in ourselves. I think the dreams allow us to process those feelings and in a way that allows us to stay present with ourselves and figure out what is the best way for me to respond to what's happening in the world today. Myself, I'm going to be going to this demonstration on Saturday, the hands-off demonstration that's being organized nationally. I think it's important to start saying that a lot of what's happening with this administration is not okay. And I think it's also okay to go and be present and be there with love and be there not from a place of hate, not from a place of division, from a place of like, I don't want my neighbors being hurt. I don't want to be in a fight with my neighbors. I think we can actually learn. I think we're in the beginnings of a crisis here in the country, or maybe there's been a chronic crisis for a long time. If you look at people's dreams, there's a lot of things in this country, in our culture, that don't work for people. And I think it's a practice with any outer world thing that's happening to still not get lost in the outer world. What we want to do is learn how to stay in ourselves and be in relationship. So it doesn't mean we ignore the outer world. It doesn't mean we don't have to be like, I feel like I shouldn't be upset about what's happening. Like, you have a right to be as upset about what's happening as you are. And what you see in dreams over and over again is the possibility of being with that upsettedness, with tenderness toward yourself, and with consciousness about how you choose to set boundaries, how you choose to fight for what you believe in. I had a dream very recently where I was in this literal battle. Guns, people fighting physically, scaling this mountain, trying to get a better position, being with people, having people at my back, getting in a good position, and then going down for reconnaissance. I think we can learn from both how what's happening in the world affects us and learn, like, okay, how do we take care of ourselves in whatever upsettedness comes up for you, whether it's about what's happening in this country right now, or if you're in another country, whatever's happening wherever you are in your life. It doesn't have to be the broader picture of what's happening. It's just what I wanted to talk about today because it seems to be up for people, and because it's on my mind going to this march on Saturday. I actually, honestly, am not a big fan of going to marches. I'm always not sure how much I want to be there or how effective they are, but I feel like I need to stand up in some way and say that this isn't okay, what's happening. it's not just the deportations, the firings that are happening, the way the firings are happening, the way this administration's taking power, the way this administration's threatening law firms, the way this administration's threatening universities. It's throwing around its power in an unconstitutional way. And I feel called to do something about that. And I don't know how much of a difference it will make, but I'm still choose to have my voice be heard. Or even if it's not heard, I still choose to have my voice. I choose to fight. I choose to touch into that energy in the dream. I choose to be with other people. We're going to go with a friend. We knew he had a Maine, so we don't know a lot of people, but I'm happy to be there with other people. I think for me, that's a much deeper issue of the level of abuse in this country and the way that that abuse keeps us from being able to be ourselves, being able to be with ourselves with love. And I think that we can do both things at the same time. We can do our personal work, personal growth work, spiritual work, and do that in a way that brings love into the world. I think in some ways it's a radical thing to have that dream, be in the fight, and be in the fight with love. I don't think that's the way politics normally happens in this country. I'm not going to this demonstration with hatred. I don't want to have hatred in my heart. I want this to be a practice in me bringing love into the world. I want it to be a practice in being conscious of what feels true and fighting for what's true. And everything I've ever done in dreams is about staying with what's true, setting boundaries where you need to, fighting for what you need to, but always doing it from a place of staying present in yourself and in your relationship with the divine, with God, however you think of consciousness. All of that. A little shorter video than some of the videos I've done, but I just wanted to pop in here and touch base about that. As always, like, share, and subscribe if you can. Comment. Tell me whether you agree, what your thoughts are. Any comments help the video, help me out. So if you're willing to do that, I appreciate that. And until next time, good dreaming. Thanks, everybody.